Okay, I'm going to start talking now because I'm still waiting for YouTube to tell me that we're live, but I don't want to keep everybody waiting. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Portimao on the Algarve coast in Portugal. Of course, famous for the disappearance of Madeleine McCann. And also, Ben Shaw is a 2 or 3 time race winner here, and so is Gareth Hall. We will come on to that very shortly. It's round 10 of the Cup Series. It's Thursday night. It's prime time. JACKOCAR, what more could you want? And today I have more than the soothing tones of Owen Wyatt. He's actually driving this evening. So is Gareth Hall. But first, his voice is lovely. Danny Quinn, welcome to Portugal. Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this, of course. I would have liked to be in racing tonight, but I completely forgot that I had a race ban. So
that was silly. You probably shouldn't do that.
Box now.
No. What did you get a ban for? Whilst I still wait for the stream link to upload.
Driving into the... getting distracted by my dad and driving into the pit wall.
And the stewards believed every word of that. So yeah, you know what? I can't do a stream link. We're just gonna roll with it, guys. But we are live, apparently. You never would have thought it. Yep, there we are.
We were actually live, gentlemen and ladies, for about a minute before he started talking. So I think that's just YouTube having me on there, really.
I just like to get the link out and tweet it before I do anything, don't I? But anyway, ever the professional team. You've heard from Owen Wyatt. That's enough from him for the rest of the evening. Gareth Hall, back to the scene of one of your, or probably your best race win ever.
The Queen of Portimao is back, awaiting the throne once again, now that Ben's fucked off for the evening. Yes, after what is one of the greatest races in JACKOCAR history.
You're welcome.
We're back. And unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be a dry one for both quali and for the race. So I was hoping for a little bit of rain to mix it up, but yeah, it should be interesting tonight because my game plan is to piss off Owen as much as possible, and I would say Project Chase is on, but everyone else in this league is evidently so bad at this game that they're making it impossible for me to do so. So I'm just going to win the race.
Well, there you go. You heard it here first, kids. And Gareth, of course, no stranger to the top step with what is it now? 3 wins all time in JACKOCAR after 200 and something races that we're on. But yeah, maybe you can pull it off again tonight. Instead, we will turn our focus to Matt Shepherd, one of the reserves tonight. One of 4 or 5 reserves. The other ones are, as you can see on screen, Owen Wyatt, Tony Kirkpatrick, JACKOCAR, and I'm sure one of the others as well, but I don't know. Let's go on board with Matt Shepherd as we run down then to turn 1. Missing tonight is OKK, Ben Shaw, Leroy, Jake Quinn serving Oban, and Michelle. Stage points come on lap, I don't know, 4 and 15? Someone correct me if I'm wrong. And the Joker is Corey Dalton. This is the second DRS straight of the track. Heavy braking then down into turn 5 for Matt Shepherd. Little bit of a kick on the exit. You'll see a lot of that all evening. Up the hill as they'll sweep up right and then right again. This is another one of those traction zones. We mention it every season we come here. A little bit of a wide entry for Matt Shepherd. I wonder if he can still at least get a half decent benchmark time down. He has been good in qualifying in the Kia Series all season and becoming more and more of a regular face in the Cup Series as well, because nobody wants to turn up anymore because they're all going for the chase, aren't they, Gareth?
Absolutely.
I don't blame him. And this is Sector 3 now. Matt Shepherd, like many others, not running a particularly special livery or special helmet because nobody wants to put money into the game because it is atrocious. But he has kept it valid. He will give us a time and he will get qualifying underway. It's a 1:18.8 to kick things off this evening as we will look now to today's lobby host. It's Barry Baldwin, so expect him to get a lovely 3-second head start when the race lights go out. Danny Quinn.
Yeah, it's just the last week seeing his race start was just ridiculous. But yeah, going on to watch Baz's lap. This is a part of part of the track that Lando called like a roller coaster, and you can definitely see why. All of the undulations of it coming through here is very tricky on traction on the exit. You have to get on this right hand. Well, you don't want to take it like that, but you want to get on the power as early as you can. And they have a very long right hander that just seems to go on forever, and then steep incline up towards the line. It's a 19-1 from Baza.
P2 he goes then. This now you are looking at the gingerbread man. It is Decker Cornley, one of Preston's finest. What's good about Preston? Let me think. Nothing. But I was with Deck the other day. He played a round of golf in Jake O'Sullivan's golf tournament that he organises biannually. And Deck was like, I don't have a handicap, but I think it might be something like 45. The man
I think
come
Deck's
in.
had a handicap for quite a while, to be fair. I've seen it before.
Yeah, but well, it turns out he doesn't have a handicap in golf. He played like Tiger Woods and then won the competition, which none of us were best pleased about. Absolute bandit. But that was Deck, and this is Jamie Griffiths, who is still on his outlap. There he is, down in P15 at the minute. Is it Mike?
MK Bowen's gone first.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
well.
just wanted to point out, by the way, we were watching Matt Shepard. Did you notice that he didn't even attempt to stay within track limits on the exit of turn 1? But the game let him get away with it.
Have you read the rulebook, Owen, recently?
I'm surprised that was actually a thing the game let happen. I never considered you could do that in turn 1. That's
perfectly legal.
Invalidate quality.
Now you're just gonna see Owen just not break for turn 1.
Owen Wyatt, by the way.
Actually.
Owen Wyatt is out last this evening, so he has plenty of time to talk to us this evening. I will guide us over Mike and Jamie Griffiths' laps, and then we'll hand over. But yeah, Mike, that must be the time zone. That's why he's gone out early. Back in the old days when we used to police the rules, this would have been considered a penalty, and he would have a qualifying ban for next week. But we don't care anymore because we are shutting up shop. But there you go. So, just this final long sweeping downhill right for Mike to go. And a bit of a long drag to the line, but he does get there eventually. A 1:18.4 will swiftly move to Jamie Griffiths, who is in that final part of Sector 3. I was going to say before I was rudely interrupted that this is actually a semi-decent looking livery. I'm sure Owen White will have something to say about that.
It's a livery I've heaped loads of praise on this season, and once again on Tuesday. It does, though, cost an arm and a leg, so he's done that for the calls there. And he's gone top as a result. So there you go. It is pay to win.
Clearly.
Is one of the reserves they forgot to mention, Mr. Harry Collier, just coming up to the line.
Was that him, was it?
He goes second, yeah.
Oh, I totally
great
forgot.
lap there from Harry. 1:18.3 from Harry puts in provision 2.
Of course, Harry finally a race winner now in JACKOCAR with his victory in Brazil last week. We'll move on to another race winner, Yuri Hazelager, but I can't find him. There he is. Pink and blue machine. Oh, clouts that curb.
He's struggling quite a lot there, really, isn't he?
Oh, yes. What was that, Gareth? Sorry.
Like I said, he's gone missing for several seasons, so I can understand why it'd be hard to find him.
Absolutely. I mean, he was sat...
down to Kia.
I know. There he was last season.
Slipstream.
Thinking he was too fast for Kia, ended up commentating and then wanted to go back. But yeah, lovely slipstream, as you say. Stumbling over my words again for whomever that is in front of him now. But first up is Nick Egan. And Nick, I should mention, is in the club card shootout fight against... It's Jordan, isn't it? It's definitely Jordan.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Jordan.
Yeah,
we're
so...
going to give Nick a mention for the bottle that occurred last week. I know you said to me afterwards, Jacko, that he said he was under the weather, but he had about 60% ERS that he didn't bother to use on the main straight, as he had the win stripped from him.
Do you know why he didn't go for the win?
Project Chase, I assume, like the rest of us.
No, he actually wants to go to the playoffs, does Mr. Egan. He didn't win the race.
Winning the race gets him straight in?
Yes, but he didn't want to fight Catboy because he
didn't
might get
need
his
to.
claws out.
He had infinite straight line speed. He must.
Don't-
Me and Jess were so concerned and so annoyed and very.
It doesn't
I'm still
matter.
frustrated.
It doesn't matter. Anyway, what I was going to say about Nick before, again, Owen Wyatt rudely interrupted
Sorry.
me. He seems to forget that he's not lead commentator tonight. Is that Nick and Jordan are in the Club Card Playoff Shootout, as Risky goes P2. The shootout normally, traditionally, would be decided over a one-lap battle. One-lap battle? A one race. But this season it's decided on points over 3 races. So whoever has the most points out of Nick and Jordan over the next 3 races will win 10 playoff points, which is huge. Especially for somebody like Jordan, because he never picks up playoff points. Here's Pete Knighton.
Yeah, coming down to this is tricky braking zone, obviously downhill, so you got to brake a bit earlier than usual. He does have Risky up ahead of him, but I'm not sure how much of a tow he's gonna get. Yeah, another tricky traction zone, the uphill right-hander there. You want to take a rather late apex here, so you can get on the power as early as you can. Gets it nice and neat and tidy. Nothing special here from Pete.
That's just Pete, isn't it?
As the last amount of seasons have gone for him, apart from the championship season, which arguably wasn't special.
Asterix.
COVID title.
That's Pete going
P4 for
P4.
Pete, that's not too bad.
We will now move over to Gareth Hall, in the box and in the car. What did you say? I know you're driving your lap, but this will annoy you. What did you say earlier about Pete Knighton?
Oh, I hope he doesn't win a race for the rest of the JACKOCAR.
There you go.
It's far too funny, far too much of a meme that he doesn't need to finish anywhere near the top. If he is in front, I'm quite happy of just pit manoeuvring him or just shouting down the microphone or anything that will put him off. It's far too much of a meme now that his COVID title meant nothing. He's basically Liverpool.
Yeah, absolutely. We can all agree with that. I do normally tell the viewers each week how many races it's been since Pete last won a race. That number this week is up to 150. So, Jordan Lane goes across the line, P3. I heard you all laughing in the background, don't think I didn't. By the way, Gareth went P5. He is initially dropped to P6. Imagine
now
him
we've got the
to
cheat
drop
code.
even further. Next up, yes, Tony Kirkpatrick. What do we think of him, boys? Very, very fast.
Sorry,
Very, very
I thought it was a top job.
Unfortunately, he's very, very quick. He spent most of the race last week with a damaged car and still seems to be one of the fastest guys out there. So if he keeps his nose clean tonight, he could be a force to be reckoned with. Mind you, driving like that, perhaps not. But yes, he certainly seemed to have a little bit of pace he didn't use last week, and I'm concerned. As is most of the RT, as you could imagine.
Yeah, surprisingly, Tony doesn't have a win yet. I'm sure it's coming. Maybe tonight is that night. But let's see where he can get in qualifying. Only P1. That's not too bad, is it?
Yeah, only P1.
I wasn't expecting to be quite so high up. Yeah, he should be doing better than that.
I gave him a build-up there.
Here's Casper, by the way, Casper Klein. This is the first week this season where he's not shared with me the livery he's going to be running for the next race. So this is the first time I'm seeing this. And still, I do not care. As he locks up into, I'm going to call that turn 12. I'm not entirely sure. Danny Quinn, take us to the end of this lap for the young Finn.
Yeah, going around the last corner, the long right-hander. You want to try and stick to the inside for shortest line possible, and puts himself ahead of Nick. So still about 3.5 tenths off Tony, but no one's going to get close to him realistically, are they?
I don't know. Maybe this man, tonight's joker, Corey Dalton. Of course, Ben Shaw would have been a joker as well, but he is... Any idea? Any guesses?
Washed. Not as quick as he used to. Northern.
All applicable so far.
Still enjoying his victories with Oraheim and Jakku Ball,
Yeah.
which just finished its second successful season.
He's a mediocre FIFA player now. He's not an F1 racer.
There's nothing wrong with mediocre, Gareth. All right, come on. Look at Owen. Look at Owen last night.
I know, that was a disaster last night. They still think I
Oh
was doing
no,
that
I'm
on purpose.
I'm falling apart.
He was
Give me a
falling
better
apart.
team.
I'm so bad at this game. I keep losing to Kieran.
Yeah.
But somehow I don't fall outside of the top 5.
It's P3 for Corey on Joker Night. The second stage is lap 15 tonight. Of course, Corey can pit whenever he likes. Next up is Ben Harrott. He'll be followed by Arnaud, and then there is a slot which has an anime cat in. It is there referencing Catboy Spears. However, this is my fault. I forgot that Catboy told me he is not racing this evening. So, which means we get to spend the entirety of Owen Wyatt's lap on board.
Some say that's fixed.
To which I think Owen needs to fully commentate on his own lap.
Oh yes. Oh, you know it's
Corner
coming.
for corner.
Yeah. So that was Ben Harrott going P5. Good lap for him. This is Arnaud, who, if Ben Shaw doesn't pick his ideas up too soon, Arnaud is going to end up overtaking him for the all-time points record. Coming into tonight, they are separated by around 55 points without using a calculator. So very, very close at the top. And of course, recently we saw Jake O'Sullivan move into the top 5, and Kieran Spears overtook Jamie Wright. Arnaud P5, there is no Catboy, and this, ladies and gentlemen, is Owen Wyatt.
Okay then, so this is my first race on the game, first race on no assists ever. So I'm not lying.
Already bringing the excuses.
So this is a big moment in my career as I head down towards turn 1. Like I said, I'm not going to knock about the track limits here because I can't believe I was even allowed to have to be honest.
And left.
Oh, you've missed that apex there, Owen, mate.
Yeah, just a wee bit, yeah.
So just to walk
This is
as
the
he gets
hardest
into the braking
braking
zone.
zone.
Yeah, so you
Nice lock-up, mate. Did you plan that?
Didn't like that one.
I did. You know what? I thought it gave me a little bit of a drama, you know, as we head down towards a slightly easier braking zone.
Just on the exit here, be careful on the traction, as I said when
squeeze the
Matt was
throttle a
doing.
little bit early.
Yeah.
Just now. Flick it up into 5th.
Oh, you got to change gear as well.
Yeah, we're going up slowly but surely here. You've got to save the engine for the rest of it, and the gearbox and all the rest of it. This is a horrible traction zone. Although I was playing F1 2021 the other week, and God, it's a lot worse on there. So we have it a little bit easier over here.
And he's telling us that he's he doesn't like this game and all that sort of stuff. He's playing F1 2021 as well as 2024. So it's the only thing he has downloaded on his PlayStation of all the different variants of Formula 1.
I'll have you know that I was playing Astrobot a lot last week. Great
That
game.
and Peppa Pig's Great Adventure.
Oi, listen. I'm not having that.
And
I'm not having
let's
that.
not forget Burger Jump as well, a classic of PlayStation.
Astrobot's an incredible game.
Box,
it's better than
Owen,
this
box,
lap.
box.
I'll be about, what, 5th? Maybe lower. Oh, look at that. Midfield. Beautiful.
P9 for Owen Wyatt, there he goes.
Look at that.
That's
so-
a letdown, to be honest.
Do you want to
18
be
cars.
entertained or not?
18 cars on the grid tonight. It should be 19, but I forgot about Kieran. So slowest of the bunch is Yori. We're going to go from the bottom up. Then it's Deck, Bazza, Matt, Mike, Harry, Gareth, Pete. We normally don't care about these because they're slow as shit. The top 10 then, Jamie Griffiths, Owen Wyatt, which is a lowly P9 there. Jordan Lane, Sullivan Lewis, Ben Harrott, up in the top 6 again. Arnaud de Grief, Nick Egan, Corey Dalton, Casper Klein, and yeah, you guessed it. That man again, stealing the reserve playoff points. Tony Kirkpatrick on pole for the second time in his JACKOCAR career. His illustrious 4-race career.
What we do need to have a quick discussion before the race is that Yuri has qualified outside of the 107 time, over 5 seconds off of pole. So whether or not we want to allow him to race or not, because he's clearly too shit to be in the Cup Series. So...
Have you told him that, by the way?
Well, I have gone into the speed chat and told him he should be embarrassed of himself. So it's not a great lap from the man that is, a 2-time Kia Series champion, supposedly.
Supposedly. It would be free if he didn't get a puncher in
Yuri
Miami.
should really be Yuri should really take this in from the fastest man in speed.
Is that still true, Gareth? You are number 1?
Well, this is where it was born from, I believe, the fastest man in team speed. I think it was. I genuinely, as I've said before, we're starting the race, and I've not yet selected a strategy. So whoever's selected go can sit on a dick.
It's got to be Owen.
It's tracked us into a 1-stop, so I'm gonna have to make up on the fly. So thanks, guys. No idea what I'm gonna be doing.
The second mandatory stop from lap 16 onwards, by the way.
That's good. I'm glad you've told me because I've not looked.
Yeah.
That's too late.
Points are 7 and 15.
And I will be finding Danny Quinn's parking slot to line up in. And I've just been run straight into by Harry Collier. And we're... Oh no, hold on.
Pete.
It wasn't Harry, it was Peter.
I was looking forward to it with Ding Dong now.
He's heard what you've said about him.
I wasn't even anywhere near him.
That'll be...
It's not going to rain here, by the way. I know it's looking extremely dull, unless the game was lying to us. So this should either brighten up or...
Sorry.
Not.
Those
those on there. In the background there. Was that MK? Go on.
Yeah, those of you who are obviously watching my stream rather than listening to Owen will have just seen Harry Collier swerve into Mike. So that's 4 out on the formation lap. Let's get away from these rookies at the back.
What is going?
Yeah.
Who's that round?
We're not even going to look.
Oh, look at this! This car's disappearing everywhere.
So Gareth, shame I can't join you on board, but it looks like there's a hell of a party on the grid there. 7 cars.
And we've got a red car that's backing everyone up that must be against the rules, and that should be a penalty.
No, it's Tony. the pink car is Yuri. Sorry, no, there's another pink car.
Is it Risky?
Sullivan.
Yeah,
Who was,
yeah.
It's the only time he gets the lead lap.
Anyway, I'll do the...
We're getting close here, because you've got to remember to say lights out for Baz 10 seconds before everyone else.
I'll do the professional bit now. So it is JACKOCAR Thursday night. It's 37 minutes past 7. Round 10 of the Cup Series, brought to you by Premier Inn. Stage points come on laps 7 and 15. The Joker is Corey Dalton. And the rest will not be done as professional as that.
Is tyre warming up always as poor as this?
Oh, it's impossible.
It's fantastic.
On this game.
Don't worry,
On this game,
it's quite literally impossible to get your tyres warmed up because it's a great game. I'm really glad that you sold it to us for 4 months before everyone bought it.
I don't know if you saw that, but Risky was helpfully parked in my spot.
We saw that. Anyway, I'm not going to say what Owen says. I'm going to do it my way. That's 5 lights. Baz is already on his way, and the rest of them are now going here in Portugal in JACKOCAR's Cup Series. It's Casper who already takes the lead away from Tony Kirkpatrick. Corey sweeps in behind in P3. Does Tony go up the inside? He spins, hits Corey, and he's already off up the inside of the grass. Already down to P7. Owen Wyatt has apparently been hit. Let's try and find him.
Illegal overtakes.
Yuri's got turned directly into me, so nothing to do with me. But Yuri, another pink car, so I'm going to blame it on Risky.
Oh my goodness! I'm so glad I was on board for that.
That was a bit rude.
I hope you get a penalty, Owen. That was brilliant.
I slowed myself down sufficiently in that moment of absolute terror, and it wasn't even Gareth who did it.
I'm going to try and work out who that was.
It was an orange car, so I'm going to guess not one of the orange
maybe
cars.
Matt Shepherd or a Jordan, perhaps. Jordan was probably too high up the field for you. Oh, there's a spinner. It's P9, and he's almost in the wall. And
water's wet then.
Oh yes, welcome back, JACKOCAR. It is status quo.
Deck and Baz have hit each other.
Sorry, just let you know that I've only got half the front wing, and I'm currently sitting right at the back of Owen. So.
Oh, did you see that move though? Great move I just made there.
I think I've really struggled to keep up with that lap and everything that happened on it, but we are on board with Gareth in the battle for what I believe is P12 as Casper leads lap 1.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happened to Tony, but he's all the way down in 8th now.
Yes, so if you were all listening to me at the start...
Casper's already...
no.
Awareness, Mr. Wyatt. Awareness.
To be fair, I was
Look at these
I was
idiots
waiting for- I
racing.
was waiting for
Oh
Harry
my
Collier to go
goodness.
soon as a passer, to be honest, but then he didn't.
Well, we may as well stay with you guys. So what happened to Tony at the start is he got a bit too confident going back up the inside of Casper, who stole P1 off of him before T1. And he just lost the rear and then went onto the infield grass and dropped to P8, where he has remained, battling with Nick. But this is more interesting at the minute. It's Gareth and Harry. Look at this. Go on, Gareth. Send it, my son. What a move. And that's why you're a Cup Series driver. Pete Knighton follows suit. Harry Collier left wondering if his Brazil race win even means anything.
The difference is that Pete doesn't recognise that I've got speed in front of my name, and he will just run into me.
Yeah, I'm on board with it now, watching it happen as we speak. Pete Knighton, however, does make a clean move up the inside of Crawley's Gareth Hall. Casper leads another lap. Pete Knighton is P15. And let's go further up the grid where Mike is weaving behind Matt Shepherd. Danny Quinn, I've not come to you yet. What are you seeing?
I was just watching.
Get out
the
your
same
armchair.
battle as you between-
Like, and I heard you lean forward then, as if you weren't even fucking watching.
No, I was just watching the same battle as you, watching Owen and, well, the train behind Owen, and had a nice little battle there with Deck as he was weaving down the pit straight.
Very nice of him, wasn't it?
Yeah, nearly 2.5 seconds, well, just under 2.5 seconds is the gap up front for Casper, and Shepard seemingly doesn't know what track limits is. Despite
Nope.
he's still got a front wing, to be honest.
And Jamie Griffiths is trying all the possibilities trying to get around Nick Egan here. Throwing it in places where that car does not belong. He remains P8. You'll have noticed as well, Tony got past these two battling idiots. He's now up to P6. And also in the shootout competition, Nick is 2 places ahead of Jordan Lane. So at the moment he would be walking away with those 10 playoff points, but there are, of course, pretty much 3 entire races to go, would you believe. Penalties at the moment for Matt Shep and Mike Kelterborn, who swap positions on the pit straight here as Owen Wyatt sets the fastest lap. That won't last. And the battle at the front, really nobody cares about, do they? Because it's Casper and Arnaud and Corey. What's going on
There is
in
a big
Gareth's world?
There is a big old. Oh, I was going to say there's a big old.
There is a big old thing.
Train from big old DRS train from second to, well, from now down to Jordan, so there won't really realistically be any moves. Saying that, Nick is slowly pulling out of the DRS range, so he better get a move on.
Brilliant defending, by the way, from Arnaud de Grief there, as he lost position to Corey and then regained it. A little bit slippy on the exit of 10. So you'd like to think Corey will make that move stick next time around. Sullivan Lewis going well in P4. And we will now go back to the Pete Knighton and the Gareth Hall train. Here they are. Harry Collier hasn't dropped away as yet. And Owen Wyatt only as good as P12, which now becomes P11. Don't worry, Owen. I got that one on stream for you to savour.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay, he's pitting. Never mind that.
Now he's in the pit.
What a waste. Corey gets past Arnaud, and there's Pitters behind. Pete Knighton is one of them. Sorry, Gareth is one of them.
Yeah, look who's copying the strategy.
Yeah, I need a new front wing.
I do, I just fancied a bit of...
It's on
clear air.
auto though, so it's not going to do it. There we go. Not going to do it. Excellent. Love this game. Can't
no.
select once you're in the pit lane. You can't select to change it from auto to yes, but you can change your tyres. So that makes sense. So
really
I'm back
useful,
out
isn't
again, and
My advice would be just don't break your front wing next time.
well, it's just yeah. Well, you know, it had to be on another speed driver because who else would I have to crash into?
Matt Shep penalty there. We were with him for that. He's really struggling with that car as well.
Well, at least he's still got a front wing.
He does. Imagine not having a front wing around Portugal. Like, come on, guys. Pete Knighton up the
Yeah,
inside of
who would
Bazza.
do
This
that?
could end in tears. Down he goes, and what a move for Pete. But will Bazza come back at him? No, he won't. He loses traction. Pete Knighton with the best thing he's done since winning the Cup Series title in Season 1 5 years ago. That was fantastic driving. He will now spin out in a couple of laps' time. But brilliant to save it whilst we were on board with him.
I like how we've come to the agreement it is actually 5 years and not the 4 years that it actually is. It's my fault that really for a nice
5 years sounds worse.
It does sound worse. And also, it was that long ago, no one's going to go back and check.
No. F1 2019, I recall. Was it 19 or 20?
It was, yeah.
It was 19, yeah. A long time ago.
Very, very long time ago.
Oh, what's happened here? Jamie Griffiths and Jordan very slow out of turn 5. And you can see Jamie not that confident into the turns. But at least he's still running a P9. No safety cars as yet. If this was Kia, we would have used up our allocation by now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I've said that to try and make something happen. To
That'd
try and
nice.
get Gareth a free pit stop. Quinn, let's go to the front. What's happening? Tony has now caught up to the back of Corey, who's lost position to Arnaud and dropped away from him this time. Here goes Tony, in fact. Left and right, Corey defends, but it's to no avail as through goes Tony. Now back up into the podium positions. He's almost where he started.
Yeah, it was. I saw the move they did on Mr. Risky, and he just made it look quite easy. As we see Ben Harrett and Risky going side by side, with Nick looking to get involved in this battle. We could be 3 wide.
3 wide into turn 5.
Wide.
Oh,
And Nick loses it, and Ben Harrett seemingly just wants to drive into the gravel pit. But
it was
Ben
one of
Harrett
those.
goes up to 5th, and Risky just plays 7th.
Yeah, it was one of those where the contact model between Ben and Sullivan just forced them both off to the right. Nick almost benefited from that and got both of them, but he instead only ended up with 1 position gained. I'm sure he'll come again on the next lap, as we see a move for 14th. Harry Collier ahead of Matt Shepherd, who is not having his finest performance. It's certainly not a Tuesday night special. It's a Thursday night flummox,
like,
if anything.
You know, Casper's got the first stage point here. There's no surprise considering he's got 3.5 second gap to Tony in behind as he makes a move on Arnold.
He's keeping the lap sled stuff easy for me, which I really do appreciate. So Casper, 7 laps led this evening, 0 for everybody else.
I do feel like Tony is the Lando Norris of Cup Series. He just seems to get pole and then he just never leads the first lap.
What? And nobody likes him.
Oh yeah, that was.
More pitters, Sullivan, Mike and Pete, all in. What does this do for Gareth's race? Probably.
Oh, fuck all. Absolutely nothing. He's got no front wing.
Meanwhile, Owen is in a battle.
Oh,
Big contact once again. The German did not want the Northern Irishman to pat him. Here he goes then, Owen wide around the outside.
Nice one about you again as Risky goes off.
And I think Mike concedes position there. He does, and he slots in behind. And that was Sullivan in front going wide. So there's very much a 3-car battle here, which... Mike spun. It's now a 2-car battle. I have to say.
Safety car.
That was deserved as well.
Mike, take Pete out.
I know that's Gareth doing that, I understand, but not Mike.
Oh, there's more contact here, is there? Mike very much in the wars. Can I say that? He is German. Probably not. I'm going to retract that comment. Gareth goes off the pitch. I'll tell you what you could do with there, mate, is a nice new front wing, I reckon.
It'd be nice, wouldn't it?
And do you know what? Despite how bad your race is going, look who's behind you in P18. It could always be worse.
I just went off the track for like a good 5 seconds. He's still 3.5 seconds behind me.
That'll be all the drugs. Arnold now leads this race. Quinn, take over. I need to do a VAR check.
Yeah. Casper has.
Wait, is that
pitted. He is
Casper?
on.
What's he
Casper's
doing there?
right in front of you. He pitted.
Yeah, but I was last. Well, not last, 12th. How have I ended up with Casper? How has that happened?
Well, you've just apparently undercutted everyone.
Fair enough.
You've just undercut the whole field, apparently.
Okay. I genuinely, I don't know how I've managed that, but... Where's Gareth in that case? Because you were right behind me.
I'm right behind you by
Gareth is
what?
17.
9 seconds.
Ah, right. Casper might not be too happy about me passing him, but oh, tough.
I'm driving
Tony
around
gets
a circuit that's quite aero-sensitive, with half of it missing.
Yeah.
What wings are you running?
Well, half
Yeah.
of what I was running. Some what was a 45 is now a 22 and a half.
Yeah, that would be a struggle. Yeah.
Don't worry, Gareth. There's a lovely helicopter shot on you at the minute, so that is a consolation, if anything. Remember
That's actually the police chopper that have been following me for the last few months, trying to find the stash that I've got.
I was going to say fraud watch. Apparently, he's a Cup Series driver. And that's all I'm going to say on that. The rest of the field, everybody is now on the medium tyres. Corey Dalton is the only one who can make one pit stop, you may remember, and he is in this train for the race lead. It's actually, I'm not going to say too much, but going well thus far as Arnaud kicks the rear out of that red and yellow machine. Tony and Arnaud both on one lap led this evening. Casper has the rest. And I expect one or two of them will be pitting this time by. Tony makes that call. Arnaud will lead lap 10. And Corey, is he just about in DRS here? Will try and go and hunt down Arnaud to try and lead a few laps. Because it won't be long and then Arnaud will be in.
Yeah, with Corey being on the Joker, of course, he's going to be net race leader here, but the battle for, well, net P2 is seemingly going to be heating up as Tony comes out of the pits and, well, Casper and Owen are just going down the pit straight, so it's not really that close.
Yeah, Casper must have done his front wing or something then, because that's really odd that he's still far back.
Or maybe he just had a slow pit stop.
I know, but we're miles behind.
7 seconds is the gap.
That's a front wing change, that is.
Yeah.
Here is the rear view of Casper looking back at the lowly Northern Irishman who sits in P10. Nice lock-up from Casper. Does that encourage Owen Wyatt to make a sketchy move into turn 8 here as we come up the hill?
Oh, he's off.
Oh, he is off.
He's feeling the pressure here behind, well, ahead of me here. He got back past me. I don't know what the problem is.
So we now sit on top of Owen's airbox.
I'll have to get out of that.
Looking at the rear of Casper. So it's the top 7 then who are yet to pit. All of them have to make 2 stops. One of them can make 1. Wrong gear there for Owen.
Nah, for extra rope that doesn't really work because it's nonsense anyway. So
Yeah, it's a fucking load of woke nonsense you're talking about. Anyway.
Talking about nonsense is woke, is it?
It was a nonce.
Right.
Well, I'm not letting you repass yet.
He is catching though, Gareth.
He is trying.
Seeing as Owen's done nothing on this lap that we spent on board with him, we'll go on board with Yori and see how things are looking for the Dutchman.
As Leroy sips his beer, just cheers for himself. I'm pretty sure it's the only person who's cheering for Yuri at the moment, who
Hey guys,
has
I'm
taken
going for a schmog.
4/10 out of me in the last 4 laps, and he's got his full complement of front wing.
He is
So
flying.
you're not about this front wing, aren't you?
At that, well, I'm just saying, at that pace, he'll catch me in about 17 laps time.
Sounds like you need a safety car down to stop that happening.
Yeah, well, seeing as you've got no dog in this fight, do you want to cause one?
I mean, I think it'd be more funny if it was like Corey or Tony.
It
That'd be
would.
hilarious.
Look at
Well,
these two.
We have got a Kia level field spread going on at the moment, so we could do with someone just face planting a wall. I would tend to think it's usually Jamie Numbers or Pete, so if they could get their act together and do it, that'd be nice.
OKK's not here, is he? That's a shame.
That's rude. Pete Knighton actually sits
I know it's quite rude, but you know.
a net P6 at the minute, and also to make Gareth feel slightly better, Jamie Griffiths, the sheepshagger that he is, only has one side of his wing on his car as he's in an intense battle with the German who has touched every other car on the racetrack this evening. So Germany versus Wales, how will this go? They're here for another round of it. Jamie Griffiths closing. Will he make a move into turn 1? No, he won't. He actually uses the thing inside of his cranium, but now goes up the inside of Mike into turn 3. There's contact. Of course there's contact. He forces Mike off wide, and I think he's got the move done. That was actually quite good. And says yellow flags. Mike is now out.
Get in there.
Gareth Hall is back in this race.
And unfortunately for us who are looking to do our second stop under safety car, that might just come at the wrong time.
Corey,
It's perfect for Corey.
I would have thought that
And he
safety car
pits.
for us will end at the end of lap.
Oh, now it's
15.
going for the stage point.
He has to. He's already pitted. He's somewhat committed to those mediums, I would say. This is actually perfect for Corey.
Oh, now it doesn't pitted, so he's going for the second stage.
Well, the problem Corey has is obviously he's got to get the rest of the race done here, and the rest of us probably aren't going to pit under the safety car because, like I say, the stage ends at the end of lap 15. We'll be back green by the end of lap 15, so it means when we make our last stops, we'll be on a lot fresher tyres, and if we get another safety car, he's had it.
Everyone who's pitted there is making their mandatory stop under safety car. So they all still have to make another pit stop from lap 16 or beyond. Tony, meanwhile, has made his second stop already. It is a non-mandatory, but I imagine that'll be for a little short sprint, which will then lead him into a medium set of tyres for the remainder of the race. It is very much boxy Corey, but Arnaud has not pitted. I wonder if he was too late.
He's going to go for the stage point, maybe.
So what we're going to enjoy right now is that Yuri just tried to race me in because we know that we're each other's teammates, so he has to sit behind me whilst I change my front wing.
This is amazing.
Where have I seen this before?
I'm just going to take a little bit longer to leave the box as well.
Where have I seen this before? Definitely not in Kia's race when I did it to Risky.
Did you get race ban for that as well?
Oh, fucking hell, Owen.
Was sat in the pit box changing my front wing whilst he was sat behind me.
Here's a little stat for you. Danny Quinn, well, he's had 3 race bans, 3 races where he has been banned this season, which is tied with Nick and Mike. However, Danny was let off by the stewards in Saudi Arabia, so it would have been 4 races if it wasn't for the kind-hearted nature of the good people that run this league. Anyway, Gareth Hall.
Which is interesting, just to touch
Oh,
on,
God,
is
here we
that with driving ethics, standards, and ability like that, we tend to atone someone with something like a fuck waste. So I'm surprised we've not had a fuck Quinn chant going on around, because it would be appropriate. I mean, we've seen some terrible driving. I'm going to just get a rise out of him. We've had some terrible driving. Not to mention, of course, going back to when he reversed in front of Yuri in the Kia series, I think it was, in the Parabolica.
Parabolica,
he did it
yeah.
again
It was
a couple
cup. It was
seasons
cup.
later. Then last week when he just had enough and drove into the wall, saying that his dad was talking to him. Apparently you can't look in one direction and listen out of your ears at the same time.
Makes you wonder why you do any of these
it's
commentaries,
rude.
really, doesn't it? Because I'm surprised you're not losing concentration every 2 seconds.
It's rude. It's rude not to look at someone when you're talking to them, okay?
I mean, I'm talking to Jacko, and I'm not looking at
Yeah, I
talking
can't
to
even.
the
We're not
rest
even
of
in the same room.
Yeah, we're nowhere near each other.
Oh, hang on, I can't say that, otherwise it gives the illusion away that we're not in the same room
shit,
together.
yeah,
doing
sorry.
We
this.
are all.
Sit.
We are. All
Yeah, we
in
are.
We're actually all right here.
Gareth, I
actually-
really wish you'd look at me when you're talking to me. It's very rude.
I'm sorry. Sorry. Can you scooch over? I haven't got many covers over here.
Hang on, son. There you go. There's a bit of room for you.
Thank you.
Do you want the blanket on your lap as well?
That's you were making the pillow to
Intimate
walk
night for this
last
time
night.
of day, isn't it?
You can lean on my shoulder if you want.
Oh yeah, Portugal's watershed, yeah.
To be fair, I'm surprised you didn't bring up the fact that I'm on 4 in C5s.
Well, you're giving us ammunition, don't you?
We're only halfway through the race, Danny. Come
You
on,
really
mate.
need the safety car at the end, you know, before you get in trouble with Ofcom.
Right, gentlemen, some professionalism I will add to this little broadcast here. Stage point number 37 for Arnaud de Grief. The record is and has been his for some time, but he just increases it once again. Second in that line is Khalifa on 28, and he doesn't race anymore because he's had enough of Quinn's antics. Anyway, what were we saying?
Can we just note, is Jamie Numbers changing his front wing, or is he thinking that that is a mandatory stop? Because he's just coming for a stop now. I'm guessing that's to put
He's
on
been
the
stopped for a while. He may have a penalty or something. He's been there for ages.
Mediums. I don't think it. I mean, if he's gone to change his front wing, maybe he's just trying to look after those tyres. But
of course, the benefit he'll get with that is, of course, he gets to warm his tyres up as he catches the field, because he will go green at the end of the stop, I would have thought. And my tyres are at 50, 55, and 58, and 60. Not great. 49.
Sure. Great insight there from the Northern Irishman.
It's good insight.
It's really good to
Jimmy
hear.
Numbers have a good 30 degrees on us, which means he's going to slam into someone on the restart.
Yeah. We're used to Owen Wyatt talking absolute tosh, but this week he actually has some proper information in front of him. He still talks utter rubbish.
I mean, look, you can ignore me if you want, but when Jamie smashes into someone, you know who called it.
Lap 16.
It's not exactly a hard thing to protect, but
noted that Jamie Griffiths possible pit stop infringement. Anyway.
He already nearly crashes into the back of Yuri catching the field.
There he is. At least he's got a front wing. Gareth's got a front wing as well. Let's go back to the leaders, though, where it's all going to happen. Arnold, Nick,
weaving.
Corey, Jordan, Ben Harrah. I don't think Owen cares. Arnold de Grief is going to get us back to green flag racing here on lap 16 in Portimao. Remember, he did this once before. He went too early and got a penalty for it, and Ben Shaw won the race, and thus the King of Portugal was born. But no problems this time for Arnold de Grief. Look at that restart. That's fantastic. Pulls away from Nick, who pulls away from Corey, who has a look at the inside, but it's not going to happen. Action further back. We go on board with Ben Harrah.
Nearly crashed into everyone.
Quinn rudely interrupting me there as I had to scuffle down the order and try and see what was happening, but it was in fact nothing. Casper's apparently gone. I don't know where, possibly fishing. But Deck now P7 in a battle with Tony up the inside of turn 5. He won't make that stick. And Tony is very much there. Carnage behind as the field is very much in 2 at the minute. The top 8 and then the rest of them. But Deck is going to try and stay with Tony Kirkpatrick here as Yuri gets past Gareth. Oh, that won't last long, I'm sure of it. And Gareth drops behind Bazza.
He was all over the place. I had to overtake him. Got past 3 cars, and I've just been absolutely sent by Casper. Yeah, I'm not having that.
I was on board for that, and it was very, very close. But Tony and Owen are now fighting. And by fighting, Owen...
That's a very loose term.
Yeah, Owen had his limp wrists out.
It's fine, I'm going to follow him up the field. It's genius.
Now pits. Yep, and Nick Egan leads in Portugal.
Someone's probably shivering at that news now.
One Hub Racing finally delivers something.
Yeah, but we know from last week he won't win.
He might.
He doesn't know how to. Unless he watches the stream back, in which case he'll have learned how to, but... Ooh, look at this battle. We've got Corey, Tony, Jordan all going for it. And
wing damage!
For it all to go wrong, and it has gone wrong. Jordan's going to get through. And Deck's into this as well. 5-car scrap. Cheeky bastard. Oh, they're all hitting each other.
Yeah.
And now here comes Pete Knighton.
That all stemmed from Jordan breaking early. Corey had to lift, and now it's going to affect him. Tony around the outside, it becomes the inside, and that is move complete on Corey Dalton. One of these cars has wing damage. I'm not sure if it's Jordan or Ben Harrah. It's not Ben Harrah because he's way up the road trying to take the lead off of Nick Egan.
Fair enough. That was a great move. But don't tell him I said that, Pete.
Pete's already had his 10 seconds of fame earlier on with a good move. Owen
This
Wyatt.
might get really dirty on the straight here because Deck's a bit aggressive, Pete's a bit aggressive.
We are
I'm a bit
watching.
aggressive.
Helicopter cam as
Oh
well.
my
Make it
God.
look good.
Oh,
Deck's wing's gone, and Pete's nearly spun off.
And Matt Shepherd in the
That's-
infield.
Deserved.
Oh, that was fantastic.
it's still,
It's not
it's
over
still
yet.
got a front wing.
Oh, this is mental. Oh, Deck's just forgotten to brake for the corner, and now Pete's spun into me. He hit Corey as well. I've got wing damage. I'm gonna just hit him back there for a bit of revenge, the bastard.
Pete
And again,
Knight. He's still looking up the inside of you, Owen. There he goes.
well, I've got wing damage in
He
fairness.
has
so, you
picked
know.
up 3 seconds though for that awful driving. What's going on behind you? It's Sullivan and Matt Shepherd. We're just letting this unfold. It's fantastic.
Matt
But,
Shepherd's gone
well,
off.
that's not
He's in the
fantastic,
wall.
is it?
Yeah, he's broke his front wing.
Right,
Advantage Gareth Hall then. He is up to P11 in all of this mess.
After somehow managing to get past Casper, Yuri and Bazza in one lap, which was absolute fucking bedlam.
He's done that before. 13 cars in a lap, was it not, Mr. Hall?
It was indeed one of the greatest last laps in JACKOCAR history.
Certainly up
6
there.
cars in 2 sectors.
And when are we
Oh,
going to see you lead a
no.
lap tonight?
I'm
I
teammates
was-
with Deck.
Let's go live to the pit lane.
Devastated.
This is not going well. As Deck had to change his front wing, I have to change our front wing, and I'm now 17th and approximately miles away.
So, Owen, you can see how hard it is now to talk and drive all at once.
I think you'll find that was entirely Pete's fault, actually, but let's not get bogged down
It's
by
your
that.
front wing. You're responsible for looking after it.
I'm not responsible for the man who's crashing into it, though.
Well,
He
just
threw
make
a
sure
side
you're
pod at
not
me.
where he's crashing. Surely it's quite a simple concept.
Actually, we could blame Corey for it. I say he brake tested him, in fact. Because he
no, it
kept
wasn't-
getting himself hit into the hairpin there, which is quite
No,
convenient.
Jordan broke early.
Oh, this has
That-
nothing to do with Jordan. Jordan was long gone by this point. This is a separate incident. Maybe you didn't see it, or maybe you did see it, I don't know. But
I saw bits and pieces.
Pete hit the back of Corey. We were fighting for 5th at the time. So Corey was 5th, Pete 6th, me 7th. Deck forgot to take the corner because he'd already broken his front wing. And then Pete spun by hitting Corey. And then I, the innocent bystander and all that, had nowhere to go but into his side pod.
It sounds like complaining.
It sounds like explaining. With great detail, more than the commentators.
Hey, Quinn's just relaxed in his armchair, and I'm just
he's
watching it
fallen
all
asleep,
unfold.
actually.
It's
I'm
all.
just enjoying watching the rain.
To be fair, it's quite a good watch. I'll give him that.
Right, come
What?
on, lads, safety car. I'm literally like just nowhere here.
Well, I was just looking through everyone's tyre situation, and it seems like most of the field, well, has to stop at least one more time.
Is that my
You.
gateway back in? Just goes to the end from here.
Well, Tony pit onto the softs on lap 14, so he has to pit again. I'm pretty sure Pete has to pit again.
Oh, here we
Corey's
go.
off. Corey's off.
Oh. He almost took
Possible,
you
diffuser
and Jamie
damage
with
on
him.
his head. Or floor damage or something, so he may do that more.
Now, this may come across as unfair, but we're going to go with it anyway. Out of Owen and Gareth, whoever finishes higher is the best commentator that JACKOCAR has ever seen, based on tonight's result and tonight's
Well,
result
glad you're not
alone.
even counting yourself into this competition, Jacko, because it's about time you finally admitted you were nowhere near as good as
Don't
the
worry,
rest of us.
you wait till you hear what the award is called.
Right. I await
It's-
that eagerly.
It's called the Jacko Cup for
Right.
JACKOCAR's best commentator.
I wonder who's going to win that. Definitely not the person with the name on it.
Definitely
Them-
not win.
Oh,
Don't
no,
forget,
not me. No.
name above the door. I always point. as you saw in the Championship 5 build-up last season. What's going on then? So Corey, the Joker P7, he is going to the end, but these gaps towards the front are starting to increase, particularly Sullivan to Jordan and Jordan to Nick. Tony now leads this race. He hasn't dropped Nick though. There is still 3/4 of a second in it as they come back around to complete lap 22. This helicopter shot is fantastic. Fastest lap as well. I don't think that's going to be beaten, is it? It might be. I'm sure we'll find out as the night goes on.
Yeah, and just looking, well, I was just looking over everyone's, well, stop time, well, stops at the moment. Jamie Numbers, of course, has got 3 stops, as well as Pete. And the only people who have only made 1 stop, well, are now Casper, Corey, he's on a Joker, Jordan and Nick only made 1 stop. And there's Tony still needs to pit. I believe Risky needs to pit again. Gareth, you need to pit again.
Gareth's locked in an intense battle at the minute. Let's not distract him because he's holding up Corey, Jamie and Casper. The recovering Casper and Corey at that.
Yeah. A little bit of tactical at the moment. The tyres have gone off, so I thought I'd try to slow the ERT drivers down.
And thus we look back from your rear view. And look at this. Casper up the inside of 1. Finds himself behind Corey. That was a good move. On his recovery drive, he did lead the first 7 laps. He's done nothing since then. And what will Corey do? Will he defend or will he seek to attack the man in front as they come onto the pit straight and Gareth pits? So that leaves Corey exposed. Here goes Casper. Too far back. You get the impression that Corey may have dropped his ERS there to try and retain what is P5 at the minute. It is still a net P1, but as the gap here increases between Tony and Nick, that win is looking less and less likely, but perhaps it's coming to Mr. Kirkpatrick's home. Could he possibly win on his 5th Cup Series start? He certainly has the pace to do so. He's been knocking on the door since he's been doing these races, and another new JACKOCAR winner would not be a bad thing. We've seen 54 of them in the past.
I mean, by the looks of it, well, Corey, of course, is on a 1 stop and everyone else around him has to pit again. So if there isn't another safety car, it looks like it's Corey's race to lose at the moment.
I don't know. Look at the gap. Corey's 16 seconds behind Tony. So you get the feeling even if he did get the lead back, Corey would very much be Tony's prey. But Corey is a fighter. He won't give it up. But Casper's a lot closer this time around. Moves to the right, and that's a very simple pass. As simple as they get. No dramas. The Finn exuberantly celebrates in his finish home. Yes, guys, what a move that was. That was very good. I'm now top 5 again, is what Casper says. There's a couple of fans that really like that one.
I'm trying not to do it.
Just don't get
I'm sorry, Casper, I love you. But that's not fair.
Why does he have more wing than me?
That's not fair. I mean, every time I get crashed into.
Sake.
I thought I asked
Why
we
am I-
made such a
why
hard
am
go
I
at
here?
this Project Chase. Because it's really easy to finish at the back, as it turns out.
Well, because I don't actually amend my driving style, so I've just aimed to sort of like get playoff points, which seemingly in the past would put you at the back if you were trying to actively lead laps. But this season,
Nick.
everyone's just being shit.
Yeah.
So even you've got people trying to cheese the chase once again. So you've got Ben Shaw once again, which I'm pretty sure when we had this last time we told him that he'd get banned if he tried to cheese the chase again. But you know, apparently just because he helps out Jacko behind the scenes and gives him a back rub, that we're allowed to he gets a free pass.
Just because you're jealous. You stick to running Jacko Ball, mate. That's your
Nick,
job.
who's supposedly a multi-time race winner in various other leagues. What's he doing?
He can't.
Stuck doing absolutely nothing, refusing to win races.
Yep.
Can't do it on the big
Deliberately
stage.
losing
Second.
races, incredible. Like, why is Arnaud only 15th, and why is he now behind me?
Because he's just pitted.
How is, but I lost my front wing and lost 20 seconds in a lap. How has he done this? Again, I've undercut an ERT driver. This is ridiculous.
Do you know what's
Pick it
even
up,
more
lads.
crazy? Jordan Lane currently leading this race. It's
There you go. That's better.
still with a pit stop to go, but he's actually in a very, very good spot here. Meanwhile, this is the battle that me and Quinn were arguing about just now. Corey versus Tony. 6 seconds apart. And, what is it? 7, 8 laps to go? That's going to be a tough ask for Corey to keep Tony behind. There's going to need to be some sort of fireworks. Jordan does pit.
Casper's weaving down the straight trying to warm up his, keep his tyres alive.
Oh shit, are we
apparently.
catching cars? Sorry, I didn't even realise. Oh my god, there's cars there.
So the one race a season where Owen is allowed out the box, he has a nightmare. And this is it, forever.
I can't believe it, it's brilliant. Cars. There's, what, how many laps? What, 7, 8 laps to go? Time to do some racing. Yes!
Let's watch said racing. Here's Owen defending from Arnold, and
not him.
that was nice and easy, wasn't it?
He's on new
Well,
songs.
enough of that, Tosh.
I'm helping for a fastest lap. ERT tactics, mate.
Back to the front. It's all very calm at the front. Sullivan Lewis leads from Casper. Corey P3. That gap to Tony, though, is already gone down from 6 seconds to 2. So that'll give you some sort of indication.
Looking like it's
Corey's
gonna
off.
be- Oh, there we go.
And
Corey's round.
front wing gone. Or part of the front wing gone. And I would say the Joker is now out the window.
That was already from before, I believe. I think he's been... Well, I think from about the first lap of his hard stint, he had half of his front wing, so he's been doing the rest of this stint with half his front wing. And I was just looking at the gaps between Nick and Jordan, just keeping an eye on it. With the 10-second penalty that Nick has, Jordan will, at the moment, be finishing ahead of him. So the first race, as it stands, of the shootout trilogy will be going to Jordan.
The yellow flags ahead of us. What's going on?
Nothing, don't worry. You just keep driving, son. The shootout trilogy, of course, consists of Portugal this week, Qatar next, and then, of course, we close the regular season in Austria. Where else? Yuri Haselager struggling for rear-end grip, and here comes Ben Harrett then. Not quite close enough, but he will certainly see that error from Yuri as he looks to regain P6. Yuri all over the place, being pushed as well now. Jordan Lane on those fresh tyres, trying to make the most of them whilst they're still sticky. Where will he go? Down to the inside. I think better of it.
Now.
Oh my goodness. I've just witnessed some cars going around, and Arnoud, his race is over. Half a front wing for him as well. Owen Wyatt is not last. He's P15 and battling.
Oh, shit.
Is that a warning?
No, I slowed down enough to not get a warning.
Very well. This is Owen's perspective.
You can't do that if you go off the track. It's not what he's not doing with loads of penalties. Just jamming numbers, crashes into death. Look at that, I've caught the 10 seconds back up on deck. Don't know what that says about his skill, but, or mine, really. Anyway. Hi, Gareth.
Yeah.
Nice to see you. It's been a while.
Surprise, surprise, Tony takes the race lead, and Casper's on 20-lap old medium tyres, so he should be fit for softs at some point.
Yep. Tony is good to the end now. That, of course, middle stint on soft tyres has done him wonders. Put himself into a race-winning position as we watch Owen and Gareth. And Gareth's back up the inside. That's a fantastic move.
What's going on here?
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. Let's go back with Owen Wyatt then.
Balls to the walls here. Oh, he's
gone!
There's contact.
Piss off.
VAR check is
No
complete.
chance.
There was no contact, but we'll blame Owen Wyatt anyway.
Tactical kill in that case.
Safety car.
You should have hit the wall.
I'm going to stop. I'm going to do a cat boy.
Good love that. Season 4 reference for those OGs of yours.
Season 4 reference, Jesus.
Do you remember those days?
What is it, Rick and Morty? Just come on, kill the references. There's a battle going on for P10 here. That's more important. Jimmy Numbers and Deck. They're all over me. I burned on my ERS fighting Gareth, and then he just went and spun off anyway. But I've been dumb.
Done well as well. Jamie Griffiths, he's actually made it to lap 30. Oh, Deck with a massive locker. He almost went
He's not
into
hit
the back
a
of it.
single braking zone correctly tonight, from what I've seen.
That's why we've not gone on board with him for a lot of things. When Wyatt darts to the inside.
Yeah, he sort of turned it a bit on me there. He left the outside open, and then he closed it, so I went inside. He closed it.
In fairness, it is Jamie Griffiths, so one would expect the door to be shut. Yellow flags out for, you guessed it.
That's our friend again.
Yeah, Mr. 151.
Just
as it is now.
Just hit him there, just to let them know I was coming past.
It's like a shit.
Oh!
Pit
So, sorry, I was laughing at Gareth, but I was also laughing at the contact between Deck and Pete here. Pete with, and also Deck with half front wings each pair. But yeah, Mr. 151, it's 151 races now since Pete last tasted victory. Virtual champagne. P11 here this evening and battling a gingerbread man. It's not looking good. And it is, who is that? It's Deck who's come out on top in turn 1. What else is going on?
I'm still on Jamie Griffiths. You want to watch what he does to me this time?
Okay. Oh, well. There's a window of opportunity if I've ever seen one. Owen Wyatt to the inside. Jamie Griffiths on the outside. Braking late. Down into turn 5. Owen Wyatt gets the move done. Jamie Griffiths has to run wide. Didn't see it, mate. Absolutely fine. But position gained into single figures now for the man from Hollywood in Northern Ireland. I have to say it like that because if I say Hollywood, people think it's Los Angeles,
Somewhere nice.
California. Yeah. Well, to be fair,
Yeah,
Hollywood,
Casper's-
California is not that nice.
No, it's Hollywood.
Casper Pitts.
Casper's in. Yeah, he had to make
he's
a
doing
pit
what I
stop,
want
so
to
he's
do.
going for the
He's going
fastest
fastest
lap.
lap, the little Finnish twat.
Hey, Gareth, I wanted the fastest lap as well, you know.
The fastest lap.
Yeah,
I'm a
I
little
know.
bit quicker than you, because I played the game all the time.
And because I want to go for the chase, but I don't realise I've already won race, which put me in the playoff, but I don't know the rules enough. What that does is it
Problem
frees
is,
up...
he's going to come out with me, isn't he? Yes, he is. Brilliant.
That sounds like a you problem. It does free up Nick Egan,
Sounds
by
like
the
an
way,
problem, I think. But,
to try and maintain P2 with his 10-second penalty. It's Corey behind, still trudging on, but Jordan very, very fast as well.
Here comes Jamie Numbers again. Is he going to fancy a move? I'm slightly terrified as I head towards the braking zone.
Current gap between Nick and Corey is just over 11 seconds, so it'd have to take a complete capitulation from Nick
Yeah.
to...
But he's got a 10-second penalty, babe. Let's not forget about the facts here.
Well, yeah. I'm counting that into it. It'd still be a 1.5 second gap.
Yeah, don't worry. This is JACKOCAR. Anyway, less of you. It's 1 lap to go here in Portugal. Tony Kirkpatrick, he's been waiting and waiting for this moment. And he's finally within a minute and a half of being there. 5 race starts. He's was taken out in Baku. He's had P2s, he's had poles, and he's not quite managed to get to the top step of the JACKOCAR Cup Series podium as yet. But he's put this race together quite nicely. And once Corey fell away and has gifted now P3 to Jordan Lane, it's looked easy for Tony. Nick is falling away as well, 3.5 seconds back, but it's going to be another podium for him as Jordan and Corey continue to scrap. But here is Tony Kirkpatrick once again into the final sector. The Algarve has always delivered for JACKOCAR. Don't laugh, Owen. It's a lovely place. And once again, another good race we have had. There's no king and there's no queen. Perhaps we should be making way for the Prince of Portimao, the man who is too fast to race full time, and nobody likes him anyway. But it doesn't matter, because Tony Kirkpatrick has done the job here in Portugal, and he wins. He becomes the 55th driver to ever win in JACKOCAR.
Oh, Casper going for a late dive on Harry, and he still gets it done. Arnold takes the fastest lap. Is there anyone else going to be taking it? I don't think Casper will. But yeah, Nick P2, Jordan P3, Corey P4, Ben Spurs P5. Risky comes home for P6, but that may well end up. Oh no, 1.5 seconds is the gap, and everyone's crossing the line at the same time. It's hard to keep up with it.
Luckily, it tells you on the screen.
Yeah, good job it's on the left there, Quinn.
Really? Really?
God.
I didn't know
God,
that.
bloody hell.
Come on, Owen in P7, Casper in P8, Harry in P9,
What
Dick in
you,
P10.
That'll do. The rest are shit,
Yeah.
Quinn. But what
Yeah.
you don't know, Owen, is that Danny's TV is actually 285 inches wide, so he didn't know there was a left-hand side to the TV. That's why he didn't know the order. He had to run across the room to go and read that.
Yeah, perfectly understandable.
Yeah. And of course, what you make up for in telly, you lose in something else. And with Quinn's situation, it is racing ability. Anyway, that was Portugal. Jamie Griffiths leaves the session because he doesn't like any of us. And I have a black screen. So, here we go. Let's get these results in. Tony, of course, race winner. Then it's Nick Egan, Jordan Lane, Corey Ben Harrett, Sullivan Lewis, Owen Wyatt somehow frauds his way to P7. Casper 8th, a good result for Harry Collier and Deck there, completing the top 10. Jamie Griffiths 11th. Pete Knighton, only the one spin this evening, but he's P12. I've got to play him in Jackable shortly. Then it's Yori and Bazza and Matt Shepherd. Gareth Hall, wrongly done there in P16. He should be much higher. Arnaud de Grief for 17th. And the one retirement, of course, is the German, Mike Elterborn.
So does that confirm me as the best commentator then, considering
I was
it
going
was
to
a
say,
whole 9 places
you
clear?
do currently win the provisional Jacko's Nutsack Award.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you what, should I race again next week and we can see who wins the rest of it?
Well, I think what we'll do is we'll do a proper one-on-one when I'm not surrounded by team speed drivers that are so jealous about my prestigious talent that they continuously crash into me.
I see.
And I'll actually beat you.
I accept the challenge.
Yep. So what we're saying is Owen is not the best commentator that JACKOCAR has ever seen.
Well, he's
This was
certainly
just
not a
Originally
four-time golden
the
microphone
best.
winner. And to which one of my favourite things is obviously we're just is that he said on stream a couple of weeks ago. He goes, "I'm pretty sure I've won it 3 times," which is interesting because I created the award the first season that I won it.
Yeah, but it's not like we weren't voting for best commentators before you showed up.
You were the only one doing it. You can't.
Well, I still
you can't have a
won.
competition where you're.
Murray Walker was the best commentator for decades because he's the only one who knew how to do it, and even he couldn't do it properly. But it doesn't matter. You win it, you win it. Fucking Crofty gets it these days. We're both betting him.
These two could argue all night. I know who my favourite is, and I'm not going to share who. Anyway, that was Portugal. Next week is Qatar. I don't have anything more to say because Pete is in the rush to play these Jacko Ball games. Thank you very much for tuning in, everybody. It's been so much fun. I loved every second of it. See you soon. Goodbye. Thank you, Gareth, Owen, and the other one. It's been great.
Likewise.